What is up, everybody? It's Joe from JLW Games, and the audio is too loud on the desktop. Let me turn that down. Sorry. Alright, so anyways, I am back in Arrow Valley because I just love this park. Because it's been too long, and I don't do enough episodes on this, and we need to get going on it. We really do. And I can guarantee you, hopefully guarantee you, my goal now is to finish this park next month in January. Hopefully not late January, but hopefully very early to mid-January. I want to finish this park. I'm going to be on it non-stop as much as we can, and because we do need to get it finished, because we have a very interesting project coming in very, very soon. So we're going to be looking forward to that, and I hope you guys know what I'm talking about. If you haven't seen it already, I have officially announced my next big project that is going to be following all these projects. So and it's currently in the planning stages right now. So if you haven't seen the announcement of Time City, make sure you go watch that as soon as you can, because it's all the buzz on the channel right now, hopefully. Now, with an announcement of a new project, there of course is going to be those people that are already saying, it's already been in the comments already, that oh, just another project he's not going to finish. So that is untrue completely, not true completely. I have never hyped up a park so much than Time City right now. I've never hyped it up park up so much and planned so much for a park right now. So that park is going to definitely be finishing, because I'm going to be focusing on that park pretty much all of next year. It's going to be very detailed, very amazing, beautiful, and just probably I'm going to try and make it one of the most amazing creations in Planet Coaster to date. That's my goal. There's going to be a lot to it, and it's going to be very, very amazing. You're not going to want to miss that series when it does finally start. I'm planning on starting it in January. Hopefully I'll already have Arrow Valley, Rustic City. I'm not sure if Rustic City will be completed yet, but especially Arrow Valley is definitely going to be done. Celebration City should be done by then. That's only going to probably be a couple more episodes on Celebration City before that's completed, hopefully. It's a kind of a smaller project, so that's not going to be a huge thing. But anyways, I know this intro is long, but I just want to get some stuff out there that you may not know on this new project, that I am going down. My goal on the channel is to cut down the amount of projects going on at once, because it's been getting very crowded lately, and I'm not in a great situation right now to where I can't be posting too much all at once right now. You know, it's obviously my day off today, so I'm able to post a little bit more today, but it's just I'm not in the right part to be doing all these projects at once, and because you're going to get an episode or two a month at this rate. But of course, January, I'm going to try and clean all that up and finish all these projects, and then we're going to start one big project, which will be Time City. So, and then we'll be focusing on Time City throughout the year, and then of course also Golden Valley will be making its return as well, along with Time City, because that's kind of like not a series that really ends. So that's not one that can really end. It's got kind of its own thing. So what we're going to be doing today is a couple things. I wanted to add some extra details in this area, start to get a cover for the T-Rex track, or the T-Rex coaster. I want to get a cover and theme a little bit of theme, not really theming, because you know this park doesn't really have much theming to it. Cover over that. We're going to add a little bit of an area over here, hopefully getting us connected with the drop tower, and possibly a couple more flat rides. So that's going to be how that's going to go. So without further ado, let's get into this. I've already gone in 6 minutes without actually building anything, so let's do this. So again, you're not going to want to miss Time City. Trust me, that project is going to be like the biggest project I have ever done. It is going to be an incredible project that I don't think anyone's going to want to miss, because I've never planned so much for just one project as much as this one. You know, like parks like Westwood, Arrow Valley, they were planned but in a different way. They're not really planned as like this. This is planned as in every single aspect pretty much of the park. I already know what I'm going to be doing when I go in. So that's what I mean by that kind of planning. So it's going to be a very, very different park that I've never really tried before. And it will give you guys a chance for new things down the road, because a lot of people, I've been really getting a lot of requests to do, and I mean a lot of requests to do like a sci-fi park. Like a lot of requests to do a sci-fi park. A lot of people want me to do sci-fi. And this will give me a chance to start to get into that genre just a little bit, because there will be future sections in the park. So, of course, it's going to be Time City, so there's going to be a sci-fi-ish section in the park. And that's going to be a nice challenge for me to actually figure out some sci-fi stuff, and I cannot wait. And I'm going to be able to use the Adventure Pack big to my advantage. And I can't wait for that either, because, you know, with all the past stuff, I can use a lot of that as well, so. But, anyways, there's just a lot to look forward to over this next month or so, because we're going to be finishing up Arrow Valley. Next month there's going to be a lot of episodes coming to you guys, starting in January. And February as well. We're going to get a lot of stuff done through my unemployment time, because again, I am going to be going into or being laid off for the season, off season, and I won't be going back until late February. So that will give me a chance to really pretty much in that time, I'm full-time YouTube during that month and a half, pretty much, which is nice for you guys and me. So this is going to be a very, you know, basic kind of cover up. And again, this park does not have much theming to it. Think of it more of like the Cedar Point of the JLW Entertainment chain. That's the direction this park's going. So there's not like a ton of theme to the rides themselves. They're just gonna be basic, you know, have their switchbacks. And it's just gonna be, it's more of an amusement park where there's just lots of rides and attractions and different things in that. The coaster in the teaser was Nova Luna from Westwood. That is correct. I actually used footage from Westwood, just kind of make it realistic. You know, when you see teasers for new rides or new parks and stuff, they use footage from other parks that's already been made and stuff like that, just for, you know, to have some footage there. I remember when, like, Outlaw Run was announced, they were using footage from Thunderhead, if that's the name of it, yeah, Thunderhead from Dollywood, because it was a wooden coaster, so, and there wasn't anything really like it, and that's kind of like footage they can use for free, kind of. What other coasters do you think could be added in this park? I know we've already talked about the possibility of putting a Giga Coaster in here, and that was a very popular idea. So I'm still thinking maybe a Giga Coaster, and I was even thinking about doing it, getting it started in this episode as well. So that's the idea that's being tossed around right now for this park. Alright, we're gonna get a little bit of lighting inside here. I'm gonna put it on every other column. And this is just gonna be like, I'm thinking about sinking those in though. They just look a lot better when you sink them in. Looks like they kind of just flow and look better when they're synced into something instead of just being there. Be good for right now. So we have our, of course, transfer track for this ride. And the ride itself. Alright, let's get into a little bit of this area. I wanted to add possibly some or multiple flat rides throughout this section of the park. And of course, we have the drop tower here, which will hopefully be a popular attraction for our guests. And we're going to give this just a nice little generic queue line wrapping around the tower here. Just kind of like that. Alright, so now we're going to use a little bit more of some pathing here. Alright, we're going to get rid of this angle snap and just create a section of the park, and I'm using a different texture, path texture for this. And then we'll have this kind of formed in here. This is going to become its own little section. I was hoping that would smooth that out a little bit, but it might not end up being the case. Oh, there it goes. Let's see if we can't do something here, maybe. Nope. Might have to stay that way, but that's okay. Alright, we're gonna get some in-between paths and just some nice scenery-esque spots here. So we're gonna have like some couple of planters throughout in this little spot. That path a little smooth the way I want it. And we will fix that a little bit. Alright, so let's get that fence. Oh, I might make my own, I don't know, we'll see. So I counted it up, and currently we have 5 flat rides and 5 roller coasters, bringing our total to 10 total rides at the moment. And when a park opens for the first time, it doesn't usually have a ridiculous amount of rides. I mean, of course it's going to have enough to open a park, but it doesn't usually have you know, 15 roller coasters to start off and everything, and, you know, it has a reasonable amount for budget-wise. You know, they're not made of money. You know, parks are expensive to build, especially if you have multiple attractions that you add. It's lots of millions of dollars to build these things. They're not cheap. So we're just gonna build some nice little tree bush areas here. That will look brilliant, and I might probably gonna cover it up at cover it up just a little bit. Might throw something in here, I don't know. Well, I actually just might throw some trees in there. Call it good. That actually will fill that up quite well. Throwing in some gorgeous trees and bushes. It just always like completes the area when you get the scenery objects down in here and finishing it up. It'll also help a little bit with the scenery for that queue line right there. Scenery rating. Boosting its popularity a little bit, and that's what we want. So I'm gonna build some path borders as well around these to make it just as that final piece. There should be a challenge where you can only build one coaster in a park and try to live off of it. Be interesting. Only build one coaster, can't do anything else. It'd be a challenge. It's possible, I think. R.E.P. Golden Valley. Golden Valley's not dead. Golden Valley actually will not be dead, like, ever. It's one of those series that it's not like the most consistent series where you're gonna see it like every day, but it's one of those that we'll see definitely very soon again. So it's not dead. It will be back. Trust me. Hopefully as soon as maybe tomorrow. It might be back, we'll see. I actually want to use a certain texture here. As I try and find the colors I want. Something a little different here. I'm gonna create our own little, like, custom brick. In the future, would you consider doing a Dollywood recreation, because it's my hometown theme park, which is cool, and I would love to see what you can do with it. I would definitely consider it, of course. If I do ever consider anything like that, it would definitely be after the Silver Dollar City recreation's done, which I don't even know if that's ever going to be done. And when I say that, I'm not saying I'm going to give up on it. I'm saying that it's just going to take a long time to get that completed, so. But I do want to do more park recreations, but Silver Dollar City is just the easiest one for me, because I'm able to get more reference photos of it and stuff a little more easier. Even though it is a challenge because of all the terrain and stuff. But man, it's a fun park to do. That is for sure. Psst, Joe. Hey, Joe. What's up? I was just playing some Planet Coaster. The music's a bit loud, is it? I have it where I usually have it, but I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. Or maybe I'm just quiet. I don't know. Can't wait for Time City. Neither can I. My goodness. I already knew as soon as I was posting the announcement, I knew there was going to be comments saying, you know, oh, it's just another series that you're not going to finish. And I get that criticism a lot, but in all reality, all my parks are being finished. They're just being finished very slowly, if that makes sense. In other words, I'm still working on them. They're not like... there's a difference between, you know, actually abandoning a project and just taking your time on a project. You know, and people just assume that, you know, after they don't see an episode for a week or so that I abandon it, but that's not true. I want everyone to know that that's not true. You know, I don't want everyone to think that. And I try to, as much as I can, let people know that, hey, it's not abandoned or anything. So, and I'm taking that constructive criticism and feedback, and I'm going to use it. So, like I said, I'm going to finish these projects, all the ones that I'm doing, because I'm not abandoning. I'm not going to abandon them. I'm just going to finish them up and not start any more projects. I'm not starting another project after Time City. Main project, that is. And when I say I'm not starting a project, I'm not starting a park project. In other words, I might do like side projects that are like maybe, you know, 5 episodes or something like that, but man, a lot of comments going in. Sorry if I'm not getting to all the comments in time. I'm just trying to build at the same time and be productive, because I gotta be productive. I love having half pieces. That's what we need, is half pieces for buildings. I mean, this is how I'm doing it right now, is using these pieces. Oh man, so again, the future of the channel is going as planned. We're going to finish our projects in January. I'm going to go full swing in January with all the current projects going on. So Arrow Valley, Rustic City, there, and so on and so forth. Silver Dollar City will probably be one that will continue into this next year. Just so you know, I'm not like gonna complete that. That one's completely different. It's a big project, but it's a side project. It's a recreation kind of series project that I'm doing. But the main focus will be Time City next year. With some Silver Dollar City probably thrown in, and then also Golden Valley as well. But that's what I want to do. I want to have just one main park build going on while doing, you know, like Golden Valley, a story park that I can just do through streams. and go from there. So I know this has got kind of a tedious part of this, but you gotta do these little extra details and everything in this part. Someone's got to do them. See, half pieces are nice for like situations like this. But I hope everyone is excited for Time City as much as I am. I've been playing this park for quite a few months now, and I was like, what if I added, like, you know, teasers and everything for the park before it even is announced? And I thought it was a cool idea at the time to just do some teasers and have it one of those things where people don't understand or know what actually it even is, you know. And no one actually even guessed it. I don't believe anyone said, like, oh, what if he's making a new park based off time travel? And most people thought it was a reference to Time Traveler, which is understandable, or something else, you know. But in all reality, it really was for a new park. Alright, we're gonna get rid of these battling textures, because I don't like battling textures. There we go. Alright, and these sidewalks look pretty good. I think I did the big one already, yeah, that's why it took so long. Let's see. See, I want to go into this section not making it feel like I'm building another huge section of the park, if that makes any sense. Alright, so how do I want to do this? I kind of want to just go into building, find smooth concrete, and actually put all this together. Make this as wide as I need it. And then we're going to move the building to where it's just over. We're going to line it up as perfect as we can. And then we're going to edit the building and continue it on. And just cover all this up. So we get the queue line all set and ready. And now we're going to make this split from building. Oh, it's actually placed higher up than I thought it was. Guess I could have made that in one piece, but that's okay. I didn't make that close enough there. See, and then the idea is we're going to kind of make a diagonal section kind of here. Oops. Can I make an indoor flat ride like Cyclone Sands at Worlds of Fun? I actually love that ride. That's actually a really cool ride. I've never really tried it before. But, I don't know. Maybe. I might try it. I don't know if it would turn out well or not. Alright, so what we're going to do is going to add fence around that. And now we're gonna go to a regular fence. Look, and there's even the new fence. We're gonna use the metal fence. Let's go with the color black. And we're gonna close this on up like it's nobody's business. And wait, this is all enclosed the way I want it. Oh gosh. Alright, now we're gonna rotate you this way. As we have a nice, beautiful tall fence. This is all going to help the scenery rating as well. If you didn't notice. So once we get the scenery rating up, it will be a more popular ride, and guests would love to actually do it. And then I kind of want to add some vista points too, something that's new with the new update that came out today. Still getting closer to the fence? Yes. Why? Why would you do this to me? Make it slightly unnoticeable. Okay, I'm just gonna angle snap you this way, that way you will be mine. Perfect. That way you'll be perfectly placed the way I want you to. Should have gotten a B&M. Alright, so this area is almost complete. We just need a beautiful fence here. And that gives it kind of a nice feel, so you can go over here and kind of view the ride a little bit. You know, all that stuff. In fact, I'm going to even add a little bit of a path over here that is going to be covered up and you can't see, so guests can actually walk over here. I'm going to put some scenery objects over here as well. So we're going to get rid of the fence. Tag there. The adventure pack. Oh, that's not what I wanted to go to. Shops and facilities here. And Vista Point. And let people take pictures of the ride. That's gonna be cool, right? Reset the filters and even put a couple benches over here. And that will just overall, man, scenery rating still only 56%. How dare it only be 56%? But man, this could be kind of cool. I might add some more flat rides over there. It might be a good idea, maybe. I don't know. Probably not. Do I have any good ideas, really? Do I really have any good ideas? Probably not. Alright, so we're just gonna add a couple of things here. Just to complete it. Make it feel more complete. Because that's all we want is, we want to complete stuff. Let's get some smaller versions of different trees in here. As we get this filled up nicely with every tree that we can. Alright. And you can't go without a couple of bushes. How many more area sections do you think Arrow Valley will have? Not that many more, actually. I kind of already have my idea set of the future and where the rest of the park. I already know where the rest of the park's gonna go. Generally, you know. See, most of my parks have just been based off of ideas. You know, I have an idea of how it's gonna turn out, but I don't have a tremendous amount of planning. You know, Westwood had planning to it, but you know, it was a different kind of planning. It was just kind of a idea in my mind. Probably closer to an idea. And Arrow Valley is kind of the same way. Like, I kind of have an idea of what I want to do, and I just kind of go in and, like, okay, I'm viewing this in my mind how I want it, and just go build. And the new one, Time City, it's going to be different. So, alright, that fills that a little bit more. Add a couple bushes in here. We're just gonna add a couple of small trees to this section. All those Planet Coaster advertisements are making it look like a Six Flags. Those are gonna be changed. Don't worry. I just don't know what I'm gonna change them to. I don't know if I'm gonna change it to an Arrow Valley logo or something else just yet, or have different things going in there. But we'll see how all that turns out. Alright, what my original plan here was to make an actual sign for the T-Rex coaster. So what it's going to be is essentially a screen here. Let's do a lit screen. And that's I'd say that's a pretty good size. That way you get that kind of like picturesque moment. And then I'll put a vista point around it as well and try and hide that vista point so you can't see it. And they'll take pictures. So we'll just put a placeholder image as of right now. Chief Beef. We'll use Chief Beef as the other placeholder on the other one. So let's go Gulpy. Gulpy cans. Alright, so we're going to have to build some stuff here. Alright, so let's make these nice neon green. Sure it's behind the screen so it doesn't show up. Alright, so now if I move the building it might line up there. There we go. Alright, grid height. Anyway, it's got nice support there. And by the way, I'm looking at all your comments as well, so don't worry, it's only at temporary ad. It's actually going to have the logo for the coaster. It's not going to be final, trust me. But yeah, I love seeing abandoned parks, or restoring abandoned parks. Is a really neat idea that I have in mind too. I love those. I love that idea a lot. In fact, I do want to build some scenarios as well. Like, for sure, I do want to build a lot of scenarios that are really cool. Alright, we're going to build a couple of stuff here. A couple of trees. I love trees. Everyone knows Joe loves his trees. Alright, now add some bushes. But I do want to start something new, kind of as well. That would be kind of fun, and just play some random scenarios that are on the workshop. Kind of make that kind of like a random series. It's not something that's going to, you know, take multiple episodes or anything. Just play through some scenarios. Because it's something I've been wanting in the game actually for a while now. I'm glad. I was very happy when they announced custom scenarios in the game. Because I'm like, man, this just opens up so much for the game's potential, and it's like an endless amount of scenarios, you know, that we're gonna be able to play. We're gonna have some, not necessarily blocking it, but it's kind of off to the side here. Have some trees. Then we're gonna add a vista point. You know, I just love trees, okay? Trees are just beautiful. See, I'll put a fence up here maybe that could possibly, I don't know. I'm just gonna place those there for now. As we got the introduction to the coaster there. Alright, and just like in true fashion, I like to go back and forth between the boring things and the more exciting-ish things. I mean, that wasn't like super exciting, but I'm not one that likes to do the boring thing for too long. I want to go back and forth in between some things sometimes. You know, like a boring job like this, which is creating some like custom curbs and stuff. Not my favorite thing to do, but I like the way it looks, and in the end it's always worth it because it looks nice. So we're gonna create this curve. We'll start it right here. There we go. But, what did you guys think of all the new stuff in the DLC that came out today? I think it's a fantastic addition. Just like in true Planet Coaster fashion, they really knocked it out of the park with this one. And it's quite a bit of content too. Like, I love how they just throw out content sometimes out of there. They'll have quick free updates. You know, we just got the 1.4 update, now we already have a 1.5 update, so it's just like unexpectedly quick too. It's just like, hey, now we're gonna do a DLC and it comes out like next week. You know, it's quite awesome. I'm still waiting for a couple things in Planet Coaster. We'll see if it happens eventually. There's a couple more coaster types that I want really, really badly that I want to eventually get. I want some Mach coasters, Mach rides, as it's also called, Mach. It's more like in between Mach and Mac. That's how it's actually pronounced. It's like Mach rides. Mach rides. Mach. I do want the... I would love to get a Mach multi-launch coaster and their extreme spinning coaster model, so I can build the time traveler properly. Those are kind of like my most requested right now at the moment. They already got a great selection, I think, of coaster types in the game, but I just want some. I want more Mac rides, more Mac. Can't get enough of Mac rides. They're actually like one of my favorite companies. They're really good. And I haven't even ridden one before, believe it or not. One of my favorites, and I've never rode one of them. Because they don't have any like really big scaled coasters in the US. I've been on a Mac ride, but I haven't been on a roller coaster of theirs yet, which is saddening, because I want to ride one. Alright, we're almost done with these curbs in this spot. Thank goodness. I'm tired of building on these. It's such a boring part. Oh, that's weird. You see that glitchy? Why you be so glitchy? We don't want to be glitchy here. We want to be perfect. That's what I want to do. I'll be definitely happy to see, or definitely happy to ride my first Mach coaster in Time Traveler next year. Not only that, I'll get to ride it before it opens. Hopefully sometime in February I get to ride it. I'm hoping. No, might have to get a half piece going over here. How many half pieces? There it is. Just this turn is just kind of like, yeah, it's hard to make. Hard turn to make. With a full piece, you have to go half pieces. I wish that is another thing I want, is I want half piece walls for each texture. Walls that are just half the length, because it's really hard to get there's not a half piece wall. If there's a certain length I want, it's hard to get properly the way you need it, because we only have the full length walls. We don't have any half piece walls. Now curb wise, this is the only way to do it, is to get one of these coaster pieces, archways, and sink it into the ground to where that long part's not showing. It's the only way to get it. Alright, we're getting somewhere now. Oh, we have a fighting texture in the horizon, I see it. None of that stuff. Get out of here. We don't fight textures in here. What do you think you are? No texture fighting. Okay, I might be able to go back to a long piece here. Have to put some extra scenery path items here. For sure. Alright, and then to finish this off, we'll just do this. And confirm that we won't have any fighting textures. We'll do that. And we got a nice little curved pathway here. I like it. Just really fits in. You know, and there's going to be a lot of custom curbing. And we're just going to put some benches and different things in that nature in between here. Just kind of like a nice little plaza area, kind of. Really just lots of places to sit. A lot of trash bins as well. Just kind of complete that overall feel of a plaza, kind of. If you just have a lot of these in there. The only thing we really need now is kind of like some lights, and it will be in a good place. So we can go into like street lamps. These are nice little generic lamps. I like them quite a bit. So. And of course, like most parks, the park will be open at night. We gotta make sure it's lit up enough so our guests are gonna be able to see. So we're gonna have to get these lampposts going. Would I consider adding fireworks shows to my parks? Absolutely. I don't plan on adding, I don't know if I'll add one to this one, but I do want to add like a water show into the fountain, possibly over at the entrance area, in the entrance area, so, but we'll see. That's all remains to be seen at this point. We'll just see how everything goes. And if we have enough time too, because I might add it in later, you never know. It might be a new addition to the park later on. You just never know. How come I'm not using my face cam for streams? I just haven't been able, haven't done it lately just because, I don't know. No reason at the moment. I don't know. I feel like seeing the whole thing of the parks might be a better idea. So you can actually see the entire screen. My face doesn't get in the way of something. Not that it ever did, but I don't know. But it's definitely a good, valid question. I was wondering if someone was actually going to ask that. I love how this looks with the curbing, that custom curbing that I've done. I just like the overall feel. Okay, that looks good. That's good right there. That looks brilliant. You know, if you take the time to do these little minor, not fun to really do details, it actually becomes worth it after a while. Surprisingly. You're just like, How can something, you know, that I'm doing so boring, you know, look so good in the end? Which is always a good question. I ask that question sometimes, all the time. Because if you actually take the time to do that stuff, that's, you know, might be boring, but if you get through it, kudos, because you've created something nice, and it looks great. So. We're gonna add a little bit of a hedge here, just for looks. And just because I think it will just add a nice little coziness to this section. I feel like I don't use these hedges enough. Really nice, especially for like a generic decoration for a park. I think you can use them, and they can work very well for, and they're very quick and easy to play. Pretty quick and easy to place. So if you place them right. So yeah, I'm just trying to make this area just to look a little more finished. And that's kind of the idea, is we're just trying to make the areas just look a little bit more full and finished. That's what we want to do. So add a couple of trees in some spots. A couple trees in some spots, and then also add some bushes. And we'll really just kind of fill in that area. So add some Q scenery rating too to the coaster. Just add some more bushes. Alright, that's looks a little more complete now. For sure. You're just gonna be walking through a lot of trees in this section right here. A lot of trees. And then we're going to have to do a little more environment surrounding for this T-Rex coaster. Good night. Good night. If you're going to bed, I say good night. Alright, so... anyways. Yeah, this left side is definitely getting a little bit more finished and full, which is kind of the idea that we're going to do. So here's kind of like the plan that I have. Kind of want to finish up this area right here, maybe put a couple more flat rides or something like that, in that nature, possibly. And then I kind of want to put a Giga coaster of some sorts in the back of the park back here. That will kind of finish out this back section of the park, add some more buildings and different stuff like that. And then fill in this area a little bit here. And that's actually going to be about it. So I do think this is Arrow Valley is gonna take up a little shorter amount of episodes than what Westwood did, because again, there's not much theming, and I can get through different sections a little bit quicker than Westwood. So overall, it's gonna be, I don't know if it's actually might be slightly smaller than Westwood when it's all said and done. I'm not sure exactly how big that will actually end up being, but it might be a little bit smaller in the long run. We'll see. We will see. Am I an artist? Absolutely not. I can barely draw stick people. Okay, so to finish off this episode, I'm going to get started on the Giga Coaster in the back of the park. And then, after we get the Giga Coaster placed, pretty much we'll have a lot of just more details to finish up with. So, I'm going to do a B&M Giga and use my custom supports that I've built for this. Alright, someone remind me again, what was the angle of the lift hill on a Giga Coaster? I originally said 45 degrees, but I think someone said it was 40 degrees. I think that's what he said. I could be wrong. And everything in life. I don't know. Alright, I think we're gonna go this direction. I think it will, in the long run, make a bit more sense. Get that angle that I want. We're gonna lift it off the ground a little bit. One, two, three, four, five, six. We're gonna make the station just a tad longer too. Because we want 8 per train. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes. There we go. And we are officially going to start this. So we're going to have a block section right off the bat with an optional catwalk. And I'm thinking about making that also the transfer track. Kind of similar to Fury 325 in a sense. Okay, so we're going to make this about... Alright, someone's looking it up for me, but I'm pretty sure someone said it was 40 degrees. It's around 40 or 45. Somewhere around there. I could have swore it was around 40. Alright, well while you're looking that up for me, which I do appreciate, if you can even find it, I don't know if you can find something like that. I'm going to come up with a color scheme first, because I have custom supports. So I don't actually really have much of a blue coaster, except for the spinning coaster. I don't know, I kind of want to keep it that blue. I do want to do white supports though, so I don't have to recolor the all the supports. Alright, which one's the main one? It's this one. Let's see. I kind of want to go with this beautiful purple. Kind of makes it resonant, similar to like Mako with that color. Yeah? It's kind of similar to Mako-ish. I kind of do want to go with that purple. 45 degrees. Is it really 45? That's what I thought, but someone told me it was 40. I don't know. I kind of want to keep it like this. This with the light blue and the purple with the white supports. I'm kind of digging that a lot. Kind of an interesting color scheme. Alright, so someone's telling me 45 degrees. I think it's 45. I always thought it was 45, so. Alright, so we have the track supports. We're gonna turn them off. Probably at least by right here. So we have to get this to 300 feet tall. My goodness, this is just gonna like tower over the entire park. And we're not gonna go too much higher than 300 feet. Like I'm gonna do one there and then probably call it good right there. 325 feet. Should we break the record? We're gonna break the record. Tallest Giga Coaster in the world at 327 feet. Alright, someone said try yellow on the track color. See, I don't know if I like that as much. I think I like the blue better. Okay, so again, we have custom supports, and I base those custom supports off of Fury 325. So we're going to keep those. Alright, now I want to get rid of the catwalk. Having a 300-foot lift is always interesting. So what we're going to do now is create the initial first drop, which will get down to... I think it can go down to 81 degrees. There's 81. And after we hit that, we're going to slowly level it back out. And for me, I usually, don't use the B&M. I've never really used the B&M Giga Coaster before. For the simple fact that the support structure just looks terrible when you get above 300 feet, and it has the toothpick, the toothpick supports, essentially. Alright, so we're going to try and smooth this track section out. I don't essentially know if that looks right or not. And by golly, this is gonna give an amazing entrance. You're gonna just see the Giga Coaster towering over the Ferris wheel. And it'll just look that much better once we get the custom supports in. I'll try and throw that one in there too. We're gonna get this first drop the way we need it. And hopefully I can smooth this out a little bit better. I think it's mainly this first part that's kind of wonky-ish looking. And just get this first drop correct. Will set us up good for the ride. Might redo how that ends, I'm not sure yet. Okay. Just gotta get that correct shaping and perfect, like, angle. Just when you get close to the ground, you gotta really pull it up. So we're gonna have to... It just kind of determines how much you angle it on getting to the ground properly. You know, Giga Coasters take up quite a bit of a big footprint here. I usually try and rely a lot on the, as much as I can on the smooth tool, but sometimes it can be difficult. Alright, I think that's exit from that is a little bit better now. And this is gonna probably be the main attraction of the park. But once you know that smoothing's not doing much, probably means you're not the smoothest you're gonna be able to get it. Okay, that's starting to... I think that's starting to look good. Pretty decent. Let's see how it looks with the custom supporting structure that we came up with. And I will present to you the world's tallest Giga Coaster by 2 feet. That's right. That's right, Fury325. I'm talking to you. I'm breaking your record. Alright, so now it's time to get into these blueprints. My realistic Giga support structure. Alright, we're gonna have to face it this way. Yeah, I'm gonna use all of this. Alright, so we got that placed. Now let's recolor this to where it's the correct color. It's the bottom. Well. Oh, that's reset. Ah, poopy. There we go. I actually can just keep it that color because the bottom of the is actually that color, so. Interestingly enough. Six Flags just announced that they will be funding Arrow Valley's Giga Coaster due to all the advertising Joe does for them. Yes, they're gonna do the funding for this ride. Now here's the fun part, lining this up the way we need to. Alright, I believe that connector is in place. So we will place that down. And our first giant support is up. Joe, do an impression of Jacksepticeye and Markiplier at the same time. Top of the morning to you laddies. Alright, that's Jacksepticeye. Hello everybody, my name is Markiplier. There you go. There's your impressions. I'm not... It's not like I'm good at them or anything. Okay, so now what we're going to do now is do the reverse part over here that's going to be slightly angled. So I'm going to place it probably about right here. Alright, and then if you want to angle this, all you have to do is go in here and delete the building block. Once you do that, as you can see, it becomes not a building anymore, and this is how you're going to be able to rotate it. So you just got to do this multi-selection, select every piece. After we get every piece selected, we can do X, and we can actually rotate this. Oh gosh, not like that. I did the wrong one. And I guess we have to turn angle snap off too. So now we're going to angle this, and it's going to very much resemble Fury 325. And that's almost perfect right there. And just like B&M Giga, the top part is pretty much unsupported. Kind of like so. And that's kind of like the basic supporting structure right there. For the high points of the ride. And I'm going to be honest, I'm very proud of my custom Giga supports that I have built, complete with flanges and everything. But yeah, those are, I love these custom supports that have been made. But yeah, how about those supports? Let me know in the comments what you think about these supports. Let me know. I love these supports, and we're not done yet. We have to create another one right down here. We're not done yet. And then you probably want to put one more here, and then the in-game supports after that are usually pretty good. So... and then, yeah, like I said, after you get this one placed, the in-game ones can take it from there at the bottom of the lift hill. So let's go ahead and edit those down here. So what we're going to do is essentially just take off track supports. And now I just want one right here. And maybe one right here. And there you have it. So, and if you don't know, these supports I actually have uploaded on the Steam Workshop. So if you want to check them out for yourself and use them on your Giga supports, for your Giga coasters, feel free to do so. And I also have some footers for these too. Is it the large footer? Yes. You're gonna have to use some larger footers, so I also have these large footers for these support structures. And they work quite well at the same time, so I don't think I made these completely straight and parallel with the track, which is okay, you can't notice it. It's not noticeable. I know one day when if I ever get, you know, a little bit bigger on YouTube, that there's gonna be like these art designs of me hugging trees and stuff, and just like everyone proposes. I know it's gonna happen. It's all true. You have ice cream? I want ice cream. In fact, I think I might get some ice cream after this live stream. Alright, instead of deleting this, I think I'm just going to use it right here. Just put a footer underneath it. Yeah. Yeah, essentially those are some nice supports for a B&M Giga coaster. All we have to do is place a couple more supports going down the drop, and I might create a custom straight support, kind of like what Fury has. It's going to be very resembling a Fury's lift hill quite a bit. So if we take a look over here at the entrance, you can see that you're going to have this wonderful, beautiful view of just multiple roller coasters Now this is definitely going to be a huge vista point. I'm going to have to add one for sure in the entrance here. So you're going to be back here and you're going to be able to see a massive Giga Coaster in the background, a massive wooden coaster, wing coaster. Very slightly in the distance you might be able to see the Arrow as well. But when you get through these turnstiles, or the front gate rather, it's just like paradise for a coaster enthusiast, isn't it? You look over to the right, there is an incredible wing coaster. Straight ahead you have this massive Giga Coaster towering over this Ferris wheel. You can see the wooden coaster, and then off to your left, over here, you can see a RMC T-Rex. It's just like roller coaster in your face. And it's going to have the illusion that there's like 50 roller coasters in this park when there's really only going to be like, you know, around 6 or 7-ish around there. That's going to be the fun part, you know. These coasters are just so much in your face. And it really is kind of like a compact park, essentially, so. But yeah, I'm very proud of these supports. I'm glad to see them in action in this park. I know I wanted a Hyper or Giga Coaster in this park, and I think a Giga Coaster is gonna, especially the location I decided to put it in, you're gonna be able to get a great view of it right at the entrance. Alright, for right now, let's see what the will look like with a couple of supports here. I accidentally put a piece down there. No, I just want this piece. And then I kind of want to make a custom piece possibly right there. My gosh, this thing is massive though. Alright, let's change the lift hill chain lift speed to, let's go 7 miles an hour. Let's try 7 miles an hour. We'll see if we can go faster than that. Alright, real quick, let's change the color of these cars as well. Let's see, where does this... This will change the color of the trains. Kind of want to go a sleek kind of gray color. Kind of like an off purple. This is the color of the restraints too. Kind of like the style of the black color there. And looks pretty sharp. For now. But these massive structures just... I'm so proud of them. Now you can just see all the coasters in the background running. It's just incredible sights. Just want to see it go, how well it flies through that first drop. See how nicely it goes through it. Oh, that thing is flying. Alright, now let's see. We're gonna go test live data, and we're gonna see exactly, roughly, how fast it goes at the bottom of that first drop. Alright, so speed's up to 95. It looks like 95 is where it maxed out at. So it looks like we're going to have a top speed of 95 miles per hour. All the tree jokes, my goodness. All the tree stuff. Very funny. I guess you can call me a tree hugger or something. Man, I'm just so proud of that Giga. Look at that Giga. Sorry, I've just never made a B&M Giga coaster so nice looking before. Yeah, because you have to have the bigger supports. Alright, so let's kind of do a recap of what we've done so far. We've built a queue building, kind of like a queue cover for the T-Rex. We've added a lot of details throughout here, including the entrance sign to that ride. We've done the curbs, and this area in general, we've done this whole area, and then kind of like these fence and details for the drop tower flat ride. But incredible sights to be had with this creation of mine. Like I'm looking forward to the completion of this park quite a lot, and to be honest, there's not a whole lot left to do after the Giga Coaster is put in. This is like the last big part of this park, is this coaster. I might do a couple of interesting terraforming around the park a little bit. Terraform, maybe make a little bit more of an outside environment. I am in the scenario editor right now as well, so we'll see exactly how that all turns out. But I've been thinking about connecting some of these pathways here, just kind of fill that area up roughly, just a little bit. But yeah, it's coming together quite nicely. What do you guys think? Are you guys looking forward to the opening of Arrow Valley? I know I am. But yeah, we're going to figure out more of this layout of this coaster eventually, but as of right now, it's a rough start for the lift hill and first drop. It's going to be that's going to be a doozy right there. And then you can just see all the coaster cars flying off the tracks. And there's actually some already, I a hill right here where we're heading into. So my idea here is that the Giga Coasters can maybe wraps around a little bit right here, and then we'll come back this direction. So we'll come around the GCI a little bit, and then wrap around, come back around here and finish off. But yeah, good things to come. I'm very excited. Yeah, I definitely agree with more flat rides, which we will add. I think I'm going to add a couple more flat rides on this path here. Just a couple of flat rides there. I have potential in this little section right here if I can somehow get a pathway back there. Possibly something right there. Might even add a flat ride or two in this area where the Giga is going to be as well. That way we do have a couple more flat rides. And I might even put one right here. There's a little extra space, so a lot of opportunities for more flat rides, of course, but flat rides, you know, don't take too much of the time. But anyways, I think that's a good stopping point for right now. When we come back, I think we're going to really focus a lot on the design of the Giga Coaster, and really get that going, and maybe a couple more extra details here and there, of course, in the following episode. So anyways, I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and make sure you comment, like, and subscribe for more amazing content like this, and I will catch you guys next time. Thanks so much. Sorry, like all my stuff like froze up there for a second. But anyways, thank you so much, and again, yes, we will finish the Giga Coaster in the next episode, so just to have something for you guys to look forward to. But thank you guys so much, and I'll catch you guys next time. Have a great day and even cooler tomorrow. Goodbye.